are live. What's going on, everyone? Thank you all so much for tuning in this time. Everybody that's here, greatly appreciate it. Anybody watching the replay, thank you so much. Don't like the video and subscribe to the channel. What a great win, right? Look, it's amazing what the Lakers could do when they actually play with intensity, play with effort, buy in on the defensive side of things, hit open shots, play, basketball. It's amazing how good the Lakers could be when they actually are putting in the effort that they're supposed to be putting in. They kind of took their foot off the gas for a moment, which, tends to happen, right? There wasn't a point in time where I was like, uh-oh, are the Lakers going to lose this game or anything like that? But you'd like to see them kind of maintain, because this isn't a normal thing for the Lakers, right? Like, this isn't something where, they do this on a nightly basis or a regular basis, but it's second night of a back-to-back. They brought the intensity. It felt like there was urgency this game, and I'm glad that the Lakers did that. I mean, across the board, right? I mean, Marcus Smart, I thought, had a solid game on both sides of the basketball. He was setting the tone early on, hitting threes, hitting shots. He was 4 or 5 from the field, 2 or 3 from 3, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, got a block, had 16 points. DeAndre Ayton, this was dominating, right? Like, it was like, here we go. Here he is, right? 17 points, 18 rebounds. That was the key, the 18 rebounds, right? Dominating on the glass, getting rebounds, giving us second chance opportunities. He had 3 offensive rebounds. Jake LaRavia, same thing, 6-10 from the floor, 3 or 4 from 3, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, 17 points. I love that. LeBron, near triple-double. He was a rebound shy. He controlled, dominated, and dictated this game, pretty much start to finish. 12 of 20, 2 of 4 from three-point range, 9 rebounds, 10 assists, a steal, a block, 31 points. Luka Doncic, 7 of 16, 5 of 9 from three-point range. His three-point shot was falling tonight, which was good. He had 5 rebounds, 12 assists, and 27 points. One kind of knock, again, turnovers, right? Kind of want to see Luka and LeBron cut the turnovers still. Luka Doncic had 7 turnovers. A couple of those were just, forced entry passes, like things that he could clean up. LeBron had 4 turnovers. A couple were the same thing. But, again, I don't want to harp too much on it. Just something that I want to see, right? We could be better. We need to be better. Got to take care of the basketball. But the biggest key, in my opinion, 36 assists, right? Like, you look at last game, they had 21, right? Like, Lakers were moving the basketball, sharing the basketball, right? It wasn't just Luka heavily dominating all game, all possession, just on ball the whole time, picking and choosing when to make plays or shoot the basketball, right? LeBron James, same thing. Like, guys were sharing the basketball, finding open shooters, picking this team apart on the offensive side of things. It was really nice to see this Lakers team just, all contribute on just being, like moving the basketball, not letting the ball stick, taking care of the basketball, doing the things that you need to do while also making plays. 14 turnovers. I always want it 10 or below, ideally under 10. But, it's one thing when you have 14 turnovers and 21 assists. It's another thing when you have 14 turnovers and 36 assists, right? And, it shows. When Lakers are playing the right way, when Lakers are playing basketball the way that it's intended to be played, Lakers can be a very good basketball team. Now, again, they didn't do this to OKC or something like that where it's like, but it's a great win. It's a great effort. It shows that, look, the Lakers can. Like, there is a version of this team. Talked about it. There's a version of this team that's a play-in team, version of this team that's a playoff team, the version of this team that's in the conference finals or the NBA finals, right? It's just, what version are we going to get, right? Lakers are the best fourth quarter defense, best fourth quarter team in basketball. But the problem is that they don't start games that way, and they don't play 3 quarters that way. They play catch up the whole time. And it's like, I wonder what the Lakers would look like if they played the way they do in the fourth quarter in the first. And it's like, oh yeah, Lakers are up 20, right? Like, it's like that's the thing. If you bring the effort from the jump, obviously games happen, outliers happen. There's, a bad night here and there. Like, that's one thing. It's one thing that, like, last game, Lakers couldn't hit a shot to save their lives. if that was an outlier, right, where they just got ran out the gym, like they couldn't hit a shot, the other team could hit everything. That was an outlier. I would have came on here last night and been like, hey, those kind of games happen, right? Those losses happen. It's part of the game of basketball, but it's not. It's like a norm for the Lakers, right? Like the lack of intensity, the lack of effort, the lack of them doing what they're supposed to do on both sides of the basketball. And you finally saw like what they could do on the effort side of things. And it was nice to see. Rui came off the bench, 3 of 7 from 3-point or from the field. He had 7 points, right? He hit one of his 3 threes, right? His first game back, minute restriction. He's starting to come into his own, but he could be, valuable. Gabe Vincent was great. He was 3 of 5 from 3-point range. I thought he was good and active. Like I said, I mean, I've talked about it before. If we had everything we needed, right? Like if we had the wing depth and the scoring off the bench and all those things, I wouldn't be against keeping Gabe Vincent because, the games like this where he's really good and impactful and in 15 minutes of action and he's hitting shots and he's, moving the basketball and he's making, plays and stuff like that. It's great. Like he has his games and moments where he's like that. The problem is the Lakers don't have all those things and he's undersized and he, isn't consistently putting this together on a nightly basis, right? It was also good. So Kobe Buffkin, it was his first game. He was 1 of 1 from 3-point range. That was kind of the key. Like, could he, can he knock down threes at a consistent level? Lakers brought him in on a 10-day. JJ said he probably wasn't going to play much, if at all, this game. But he will get opportunities over this 10-day contract because Kobe Buffkin's on a 10-day. So that JJ plans to get him minutes, get him opportunities. Drew Timme was 1 of 1 from the field. Like I said, Kobe Buffkin was 1 of 1 from the field. Nick Smith Jr. was 2 of 2 from the field, 6 points. We've seen what Nick Smith Jr. can provide on a random night, right? Again, it's just about can you get the youth and athleticism and versatility and can you get the guys that can come in, play a role for you, right? Like ideally, because any type of trade that the Lakers make, if the Lakers make a trade, very likely it's going to be, 2 or 3 guys for 1. Right. So you're going to have open roster spots to bring in a Nick Smith Jr., Kobe Buffkin, guys like that, if they can show that they can play a role for this Lakers team. But it was nice to kind of see Nick Smith Jr. I mean, they only played 3, just basically 3.5 minutes. Same thing with Kobe Buffkin. But you saw, again, some nice things that knocked down the 3. Kobe Buffkin also had a rebound and an assist. Right. So again, move the basketball. I mean, he did that in 3 minutes of action, right? Gave you a rebound and an assist in 3 minutes of action. I will take that all day, every day, if that can continue to build and translate. But again, just a solid game all around. I liked the intensity. Again, took your foot off the gas a little bit. Wasn't super thrilled about that. But again, kind of happens, right? Yeah, you see it a lot. Luckily, Lakers, when they did make the run, Lakers got back into it, did what they were supposed to do, put up 141 points. That's the key, is like the Lakers offense has been awful, right? Like their defense has been much improved. I mean, 116 isn't ideal, but their defense has been much improved on the season. It's just their offense has really struggled as recently. So to go in and have 141 points is a good sign. Hopefully this is a momentum building game. Right. Hopefully this is a game where we can build some confidence, kind of use this to piggyback into the next one. Lakers were 19 of 34 from 3. I'm not necessarily expecting that to happen. Right. I'm not expecting them to shoot nearly 56% from 3-point range on a nightly basis. But it wasn't even just about the shooting and stuff like that. It's a lot of it is just attributed to effort. You bring the effort, you bring the energy. You do the things that you're supposed to do. It usually works out in your favor. Good things usually happen. And I thought that this was a game where good things actually happened. I thought Luka was active on the defensive side. LeBron was active on the defensive side, right? You need your stars. No one's expecting Luka to be a superstar on the defensive side of things or LeBron to be the best defensive player on the court or anything like that. But again, it's about contributing, just giving that effort, right? Pretending like you give a what. And I thought this team did a really good job on just both sides, right? It wasn't one of those things where, oh man, this was a shootout. Lakers were just hot. No, it was like Lakers were hot, but they were also getting and generating great looks through actions and, swinging and sharing the basketball, but they were also locked in on the defensive side, and again, outside of that stretch where they took their foot off the gas a little bit and started shot chucking and stuff like that. I get you want to kind of get out of the games. If this was like a norm for the Lakers, I probably wouldn't even mention it. Just be like, they beat it. But problem is, this isn't a norm for the Lakers. So again, hopefully this is a building block game. But anyway, let's get into all the super chat questions, all the regular chat questions. Probably not going to go a full hour. I got to be up like super early, and the problem is now that I live in the Midwest, right? It's 12 o'clock. So I'm probably only going to go about another 20, 30 minutes. So let's get into it. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's go. Cosmo, come out, $2 super chat. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Tyler, scared me for a second, but blowout, baby. I love the blowouts. Again, I wasn't really worried. I didn't think the Lakers were going to blow the game. I thought, maybe Atlanta could have made it interesting, and it's kind of like, but Lakers, you could clearly see, kind of took their foot off the gas and, stopped moving the ball, and like they stopped playing the way that they were winning, right? That the success. And you see it a lot. It's why I say like all the time, like it's really hard. Like people are like, oh, you should beat this team by 30. It's really hard to beat a team by 30 because you don't necessarily have the intentions to beat a team by 30. And usually when you go up 30, all you want to do is get out of the game. And, all you want to do is just make sure nobody gets hurt and you walk away unscathed, which, again, this was a great moment in that regard. So, I thought that this was a great game all around. I will gladly take it. But Cosmo, appreciate you. Thank you so much, super chat. Ligo, yeah, he was fantastic today. Near triple double. How are we hating AR today? Yeah, thanks. Right. Rich Paul's doing plenty of that. I don't even need to be that guy anymore. Well, that was actually crazy. I was gearing up for this to be another blowout, and we're on a 4-game losing streak, but glad I was wrong. Braun, of course, just going off, and Luka was great too. Yeah, again, this was just a great effort all around. Obviously LeBron and Luka, they're going to get the praise because they did LeBron and Luka stuff, but I thought the effort, again, Jake LaRavia, I thought had some nice defensive sequences, hit some big shots. Marcus Smart, same thing. DeAndre Ayton, like I said, 17 and 18, had a monster game, right? Like, this is the kind of games and effort you want to see from the Lakers. Time to overreact. I love it. Yes. Time to overreact. Lakers are back, baby. Yes, Lakers are coming for the NBA championship. Lock in. About time. This is more like it. Let's keep the wins coming. Yes, agreed. 1,000%. Stay engaged, stay invested, right? Again, it's amazing what the Lakers look like when they actually play basketball. Tyler is to go. Well, thank you. Seriously, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Why can't we play like this every game? Seriously. It's like, just hopefully this is like the turning point, right? Hopefully this is like, hey, you know what? We're gonna, again, bad games happen, but a lot of the times that the Lakers have bad games, it's not just they can't shoot or they're struggling to shoot or whatever. It's they can't shoot and they're not active, right? They're not like doing what they're supposed to do on both sides of the basketball, right? Like, or they'll settle too much and then they don't get back on defense and stuff like that. Like a lot of these games that the Lakers have lost or gotten blown out in, a lot of it was not just like, hey, Lakers couldn't, score the basketball or whatever. A lot of it was just they didn't bring the effort. You can win a lot of games just by outworking the other team, right? Even games that you're not supposed to win, you can win just by outworking the other team, right? Winning those 50-50 balls, making the key play, right? Like sharing the basketball, getting quality looks. Your 3-point shot isn't falling. Okay, work it, work the inside out game, right? Like, generate quality looks. Don't just settle. This was much needed, but bounce back. Yes, agreed. Still concerned with the squad, but this could have been a bad game, especially after yesterday, but they really did flush it and move on. Needed this, keep it up. Yeah, agreed. Look, you got to have short memory in the NBA, right? Take your lump, take your loss. It's frustrating. It's like, but you take it, you move on to the next one. And Lakers, I thought, did a good job of, taking their lump and moving on to the next one. Look, I keep saying it. Lakers have a very good position, right? Sacramento game was frustrating, but again, now you gotta lock in. You have what? You have, a day. I thought they had 2 days in between, but it's the It's later in the month. Yeah. So basically you get a day off and then you go play the Charlotte Hornets here in LA. Charlotte's been really good recently. They've been winning a lot of games. They smacked OKC by 27. They're another team that has the equipment in order to run you out the gym. Do what you're supposed to do, play hard, and go win. Hope tonight's win was just a rip in time-space continuum. LOL, yeah, right. Hopefully. They scared me for a bit in the third quarter, but good win. I need to see more Kobe Buffkin minutes since he's only on a 10-day. Give him Dalton minutes next game. But either way, GG. Yes, JJ Redick said that he told us pregame that, like, hey, Kobe Buffkin's probably not going to play a ton tonight because they literally just got him and everything just got kind of worked out like right before the game. So, they probably want to get a practice in or something with him to kind of give him opportunity. But JJ did say over these next 10 days that he would get opportunity. So, and they could always bring him in on a second 10-day if need be. It would have been nice to sign him to that 10-day after the Bucks game because then you would have had basically 4 games. But, he signed the 10-day today, right? So you have to the 23rd. So you have what? You have Hornets, Blazers, Raptors, Nuggets, Clippers. Yeah. Clippers would be the last game before the 23rd. So, yeah. So, you have 5 games. You have 5 games in the next 10 days, including a back-to-back. That back-to-back he probably plays significant. You got Blazers and Raptors on a back-to-back. So my guess is that he probably plays pretty heavily in one of those games, that Blazers or Raptors game on the 17th or 18th. So, yeah, he's going to have opportunities for sure. And now it's almost Tyler time. Yes. I appreciate you. I still need Pelinka, Gabe, Kleba, and Ayton gone. Good win, though. Like I said, you're not going to get somebody better than Ayton right now. Right? Like, I wouldn't trade Ayton this year, right? Like, he's good enough. Again, like, who are you going to get that's better for $8 million? If Ayton was making, $25 million this year, I'd probably feel a little different. But, again, for $8 million, right, how much better are you going to get? Right? Like, how much, who are you going to go trade for? That, like, what, like, yes, you could go trade for Nick Claxton, but Lakers have very specific needs right now. Like, I just don't think trading for a center is the answer. I think you're fine. Go get the wing depth. Again, guess what? And I'll get to you in a second. This game is a great example of what I talked about with Ayton. Great example, right? What have I been saying the last few days? And I even made a video about it. DeAndre Ayton struggles. A lot of it is because the way that teams are defending the Lakers. And Atlanta started to do that. Teams pack the paint. They let guys shoot, right? DeAndre Ayton now has to fight over 5, 6, 7 guys in order to get a rebound or get a shot off or whatever. But look what happened. Lakers started hitting shots. Guys have to move out, have to chase off shooters. DeAndre Ayton gets to go one-on-one. He's dominating, right? He's rebounding. He's getting offensive rebounds, all of that, right? Like, this game was a perfect example to highlight exactly what I said the issue with Ayton is. Again, look at Phoenix, right? When Ayton was his best, they had Cam Johnson, they had Mikal Bridges, Devin Booker, Jay Crowder, Chris Paul, right? Like, they had guys, like waves of guys that could come in, hit threes, defend out on the perimeter. So Ayton didn't have to defend on the perimeter as much. He didn't have to be away from the action as much, right? So he was able to just dominate the paint, right? And you saw that. And people are like, why can't he do that? Because the Lakers can't shoot and they can't defend out on the perimeter. Guess what happens? I don't think it's a coincidence that Lakers all of a sudden can shoot this game and, defend it out on the perimeter. And DeAndre Ayton had a 17 and 18 game. Again, call me crazy. But got a little worried, Tyler. I was like, hey, where's Tyler? We need a stream to try and forget about yesterday. And thankfully, we have a happy conversation now. Still need trades, Rob. Yeah, it's definitely still need trades. But yes, this was a great win. What's going on? Appreciate you, Asha. Gabe Vincent, Sam, yeah, he had a great game tonight. He was really good tonight on both sides. I thought he had a good defensive game and a good offense game. If Pelinka ain't doing none at the trade deadline, def fire him. Mark Walters ain't fooling around. Again, there's an argument to, and really is Mark Walters okay with that? Right? Like there is a genuine argument for the Lakers to just go into the offseason, like run it as is, do whatever you need to do, and then go into the offseason. You'd have Lakers are projected right now to have the second most cap space, as well as, the assets to essentially go get whatever you want. I don't like it. I don't expect them to get that top tier starting wing. I ideally want the Lakers to go get, one or two kind of second tier guys at least. Can you go a Keon Ellis, right? Keon Ellis, yes, he helps, but it's more than just helping. He has a very low cap hit. On top of having very low cap hit, have birds, you go over the cap with him. So, like, he'd be the last thing that you do, right? So, if you can get guys like that, if you can get a Kaya Baji, who's a restricted free agent, right? You have control over him. Teams are probably not going to waste their time with a Kaya Baji and throw him $20 million. So maybe you could do something where you get him for $10 million for 2 years, $10 million a year type thing, right? And then not just that, but like, somebody like a Keon Ellis, like just for simple math, let's say, Keon Ellis is going to get paid $10 million on his contract, but his cap hit is only $5 million, right? Well, now if you sign him, now you only have $45 million. But if you wait, well, then now you have $50 million instead of $55 million that's projected, right? So if you're the Lakers, it just makes more sense to try to go get some smaller guys, or smaller in guys to at least kind of help you in the offseason a little bit. And then you can throw your money, especially if those second tier guys work out, you can throw your money at kind of the higher end guys. Throw some money at a Tari Eason, a Peyton Watson, Walker Kessler, if they don't want to go the Ayton route. I loved the D tonight, pause, but yes, I'm right there with you. They were fantastic. Shout out DA as well, man. He had a great night. Needs this version of Ayton. He can really help us as long as he's locked in. He can be amazing. 18 boards, man. He went crazy. Keep it up, DA. Again, like I said, a lot of it is how does everyone else play, right? When guys are defending out on the perimeter, now Ayton doesn't have to go and help out on the perimeter. Now JJ can run defensive actions where he's at the being the anchor on the defensive side of things. When guys are hitting shots, now teams can't pack the paint, right? So, again, Lakers start off knocking down threes. All of a sudden, teams are like, Atlanta's like, okay, well, we got to close out on shooters because they're killing us, right? We're leaving all these guys wide open. They're torching us, right? And then that opens up Ayton. Now he's on an island by himself going like this, and LeBron and Luka are just throwing it up to him. Both DA and Gabe were pretty solid games. I can't hate them today. Yeah, again, like both guys are solid. Like even Gabe isn't. I mean, the problem with Gabe is he's making 11 million and inconsistent, and is what he's on paper what we need, right? Like I've talked about, right? Keon Ellis is essentially what we want Gabe Vincent to be, right? Like if Gabe can consistently knock down three ball, the problem is Gabe Vincent has been inconsistent. He's also been injured a lot, and he's one of the few contracts that can match up to some of these second tier guys or multiple of these second tier guys. So, I've said it countless times. If we had everything, or if we could get everything and still keep Gabe Vincent, I don't hate it. Gabe Vincent has experience. He's a guy that, again, when the problem is you don't have anybody else. So, like, when Gabe's playing like this, yeah, sure, you can play him the 15 minutes and it's great, right? But when he's not playing like this, JJ kind of forces the issue now because, again, you don't have anybody else. So now Gabe's still playing 15, 20 minutes, and he's unplayable, right? Where if you have a Keon Ellis, let's say, you can run both of those guys, but when Gabe's having a bad night, well, then you can go with just Keon. Or say Keon's having a bad night and Gabe's cooking, then you can go with Gabe, right? Like it just gives you that option, that optionality. Samuel, Lakers, great win, but I still feel like the defense isn't quite there yet, but felt better than it did last night, even though it was 116 night. Was 124, kept up good content. Lakers, let's roll. Yeah, again, I mean, if this was a tighter game, I think Lakers probably would have kept them to 105, something like that. But, once you get to the end, right, it's like, again, you saw the Lakers take their foot off the gas. So Atlanta was able to get a big chunk, right, and outscore them by like 17 or whatever it was. Again, you have these kind of moments where, it kind of exploded or accelerated the offense. But again, I will gladly take it. Gladly take it. Let's see. And hey, Kobe Buffkin starting his Lakers debut off with a great triple. Really hope he gets the chance. I know JJ said probably not much tonight since he signed a date, but play him unlike they've done Timmy. Yeah, you got to play him unlike Drew Timmy. So it's not Rich Paul's fault after all. Again, like what I said, Brighton's true, right? Like Rich Paul, I definitely think Rich Paul is part of the. Jovan Buha even came out and said Austin Reaves camp isn't happy about it, and the Lakers aren't super happy about that podcast. Right? It's not a good look, right? Like even if LeBron has nothing to do with it, even if Rich Paul, doesn't mean anything malicious by it or anything, it's not a good look when your superstar on the Lakers, who his whole career has been looked at as lead GM and all this other stuff, and now his agent is talking about trading Austin Reaves and benching Austin Reaves and this team sucks and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, so is that you? And you're just talking through your agent, or is that just your agent? Right. And then not just that, but like all of the LeBron trade rumors in the offseason all came because of Rich Paul, because of what Rich Paul was saying in the offseason. Right? Like, so yes, it absolutely is. Again, I said it in the video. I said it last night in the live stream. I don't think everything's Rich Paul's fault. Like, I don't think like Lakers struggles are solely on Rich Paul. I think again, like I called it a stew. Imagine a stew. You have all these things you're throwing into it. I think Rich Paul is one of those things that you're throwing into that stew that's causing this to boil over and causing issues. Let's see. Looks like Buffkin 3-point shooting in the G League isn't a fluke. He came in and knocked one down. He should be playing more tonight. I mean, like I said, JJ said that he's going to give him opportunities between now and the trade deadline, but that just today was just, they were kind of essentially scrambling to get him on the actual roster. So not too worried about it tonight, but these next like 5 games that he's going to have an opportunity, need to see him on that court. Jake LaRavia is at 3 and D. We've been missing. Yes. Jake LaRavia is exactly what this team needs. But like I said, you got to keep in mind, he's young. This is his first time playing this type of role. He's going to have his inexperiences, right? He's going to have his good games. He's going to have his bad games and stuff. But like I mentioned, it's the dirty work. It's the hustle. It's the rebounding and the swing pass and all the other things. Like I say all the time, like, take away LaRavia's offense. Games like this, he goes 6 of 10, 3 of 4 from 3, right? 17 points, right? But what else does he give you if you remove that offense when he doesn't shoot? Because, like, again, Rui, we've seen games where Rui he's either not getting the field goal attempts or he's, just can't hit a shot. He doesn't give you anything else, right? But LaRavia, you see, like, what else did he give you? He gave you 4 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, was one of our better defensive players. I mean, he had the defensive assignments, all of that tonight. So, wow, didn't expect that at all. They look like a totally different team. Yeah, like I said, it's amazing what the Lakers can do when when they actually play the game of basketball, when they actually play the right way. Ayton pretending that he was Rodman FX. Hey, Tyler, ideal starting lineup, Luka, Herb, Tari, Trey, and maybe Ayton. I mean, in a perfect world, yes. Perfect world, absolutely. Or honestly, I'd rather have Peyton Watson over Tari Eason. If you could go and trade for Herb and Trey, and then whatever cap space you have left, throw that at Peyton Watson. Because you could go Luka, Herb Jones, right, at the 2, Peyton Watson, and then Trey Murphy, and then DeAndre Ayton, and Lakers are probably the best team in basketball. Like, wholeheartedly. And you'd still be able to probably bring in guys off the bench. Thoughts on Kelly Oubre? I wouldn't hate Kelly Oubre. Athletic, kind of one of those guys that can be inconsistent shooting the basketball. To me, it's just, could you like how cheap can you get him? Can you basically get him for nothing? Like I don't know if I'd give up any assets for him, which doesn't really make sense for the Sixers. That's the problem. Lakers don't like, if Lakers had like 4 seconds to like spread around, sure. Like throw a second at Oubre, throw a second at Keon, throw it. But like Lakers have to be very specific. Kelly Oubre, like to come in and solve some of our issues. He's not my favorite, right? Like I wouldn't hate it, but to me, he's more of that kind of rotation wing, right? Not a guy that you really want in your starting lineup, more of a guy that you want kind of, off the bench, whatever. Herb Jones is going to the bench and you're bringing in Kelly Oubre, like that kind of thing. Much better offensive game, but our defense is still so bad. No, our defense was great this game. Again, Atlanta had that little stretch where the Lakers took their foot off the gas when they went up 32 and it inflated the score. All right. You watch the meaningful minutes. Lakers were good. Are they the best defensive team in basketball? Like, no, but they were very good. Very good. And they've been much better lately. Let's see. When you put 3 defenders next to Luka and Braun, we are a threat. Yeah. Look how good that lineup with like Marcus Smart, Jared Vanderbilt, Jake LaRavia, and LeBron James has been. Right. Jalen Johnson and Dyson Daniels would be perfect on the, my God. Yeah. Dyson Daniels would be one of my like ideal targets. Problem is he can't shoot. He's another Jared Vanderbilt. He might be worse shooting than Jared Vanderbilt, but defensively, you're talking about a guy that like literally is like historically great. What about Royce O'Neal from the Suns? I don't think the Suns would trade with us, especially Royce O'Neal, but yes, I would gladly take that. Luka's 4 turnovers in a row really had me thinking, are we about to blow a generational lead? Yeah, it's usually not a good sign. Like I said, it's just got lazy play. Good win, to be honest, but I need more consistency, not win one, lose one. Yeah, agreed, 1,000%. Gotta consistently string wins together. I wish we could play like this all the time. Likewise, I do too. You're not wrong. Would you trade Rui, Dalton, and a first for Kuminga? Not the first. I'd give up my second. I wouldn't trade my first for Kuminga. Just because you shouldn't have to. Kuminga's value is probably the worst in the league right now because everybody knows that you need to get off of him. You're not playing him, right? Like teams aren't going to want to help. Like I would be like genuinely shocked if Kuminga ends up yielding a first from somebody, right? Like Sacramento seems to be the only team that's like actively trying to push for Kuminga. I don't even think they would give up a first round. They might have to. They might have to in the sense of like because they have to take on Malik Monk or something. But like, if there's expirings and stuff involved, I don't think Kuminga goes for a first, and that's the Warriors' fault. It's the Warriors doing right. It's the same argument with like a Keon Ellis or something like that. It's like, dude, like you don't even want to play him, right? It's why I defended. Like people would be like, oh, why are we playing Gabe Vincent? Because you have to. Right? Like Gabe Vincent, Max Kleber, why are you playing these guys? Because you have to. The moment they stop playing is the moment teams go, wait a minute, and a timeout. So you want us to trade our guy that is good for a guy that you don't even want to play, that you don't even want on your roster? Like it's one, obviously if you're trading, you're trying to upgrade, but it's the illusion, right? Like Kuminga had like, again, the illusion's gone, right? Like going into this season, sure. I would have probably in the offseason, I probably would have done it. Traded the first. But now, like, given how bad it is right now for the Warriors and how desperate the Warriors seem to get off of him, and nobody's biting, you don't have all these teams running to the door for it because, again, of the circumstance, it'd be hard for me to give up that first. It would. Because I feel like, again, I'm not somebody that's against overpaying, right? If it's justified and makes sense, I don't think this situation calls for the overpay. Keen shot the ball out of this world last night. 65% from 3 is crazy, but Lakers only shot 22% from 3 and only lost by 12. Yeah, Lakers were in the thick of it for stretches, but it was like a pretty controlled game. Try to get Vincent value up a little bit. One good game doesn't impress me. He still needs to get traded. Yeah, look, he could be this Gabe Vincent the rest of the way. You still got to trade him between now. Like every game, he could be this. Knock down 3 threes, play some solid defense, just good out there. I still think you got to trade him. right? Because Lakers have very specific needs, and Gabe Vincent, he's still undersized. Again, you worry about the inconsistency stuff like that. Rui, Connect, and Kleba need to get traded. Very likely, it's very likely going to happen. Do you think Michael Porter Jr. is worth going after? No. There's an argument to be made that he's probably the best player that the Lakers could get, period. Like, just in general. But the Nets want a pretty solid return for him, which they should. I mean, he's balling out, man. He looks every bit like the Michael Porter Jr. people thought he would be out of college. It's why, if it wasn't for the injury, he was projected to go number 1 in that draft and was looked at as like the unanimous number 1. Then he got hurt and needed back surgery or whatever, and then he ended up falling to Denver. But I just think it costs too much money. What you'd have to give up. And the problem is defensively, he's not like, he has his moments, but also the value in Michael Porter Jr., you're not going to get regularly when everyone's healthy. It's part of the reason, like, you look at Denver, right? Like, he wasn't doing what he's doing with Brooklyn and Denver because, again, he was essentially the 3rd, 4th option, right? So now he was playing more of a role. So you're going to pay a premium for a guy that you're not going to be able to maximize. If the Lakers are looking to trade Austin Reaves, then yes. Right? Like, let's say the Lakers were strongly considered like, hey, maybe we should cash in on Reaves' value, then yes. Because then Michael Porter Jr. could be that guy. It could be that second option alongside Luka Doncic. And now you're getting your premium for him. And then you could use Austin Reaves to go get like a Herb Jones or whatever, right? Like, yeah, if you did something like that, then sure. But I don't think the Lakers are going to trade Austin Reaves, 1. So I don't think Michael Porter Jr. makes as much sense as like your 3rd option type thing. But all right, I'm going to do a couple more questions. I'm going to skate on out of here. Like I said, I got to be up super early in the morning, and I still probably got an hour or 2 of work before. So tomorrow's going to be a long day. Thank you, Lakers. Just keep it plain and simple. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Like, just, again, play basketball. Just, that's all you got to do. As a coach, I have always told my point guard to get everyone else involved first, and Luka did that. If you get everybody involved early, they can't double you. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, point guard is the point guard, right? They're the ones that are responsible to, I mean, look, Ayton said, I can't set myself up. He's right. I've talked about this. Anthony Davis, right, in previous years where, I mean, how many times have we seen Anthony Davis have 30 points and then nothing in the 4th quarter? And I've came on here and people are like, Anthony Davis is trash. I'm like, what are you talking about? No one's giving, like, the ball handlers are not getting him the basketball, right? It starts with your playmakers. Luka Doncic, swinging the ball, playing, being active on the offensive side of things, being active on the defensive side of things, setting the tone. Luka's going to get his shots. Luka's going to do his thing, right? Like, but if you can get other guys going and letting other guys eat, then that would be fantastic. Are the Lakers eligible for the buyout market? I think they're under the first apron and should be. Yes. So Lakers could absolutely do that. You and Lakers Nation collab discussing Lakers would be cinema. I would love it. Absolutely. Like I always say, because people mention this all the time, I would be more than happy to go on Lakers Nation, or Trevor wants to come on here or anything like that. I would absolutely love it, but I can't invite myself. You know what I mean? I can't. So, like I always tell people, you want it to happen, let Trevor know, let Lakers Nation know, hit him up. Again, I don't even know if they are aware of who I am. I don't even know, if they know, that I exist or not. But I always tell people, let them reach out to them. I've reached out to them like months ago. Never, didn't. Again, I don't know what the proper outlet is for that, but like I always say, just tell people to just let them know, right? Like, you get enough people that are like, dude, you need to have Tyler on from, As It Stands Lakers, then, eventually, if that's something he's interested in, maybe he's not interested in it, and if he's not, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But yeah, Keen's game might be a wake-up call for the Lakers. I'm glad LeBron, Smart, and Vando came to play back-to-back games. Yes, agreed. And I hope so, right? Kind of wake up and realize, like, hey, we need to get our act together. Tyler, what are your thoughts on the NFL coach shuffle coming? I think it's going to be really interesting, especially Harbaugh. There's like several teams that I think you can make a genuine argument for. I really want to see what happens with the Bills, right? Like, do the Bills end up, if the Bills end up losing at any point, I think Harbaugh could be a candidate for them. Um, Tomlin getting fired, I thought should have probably happened a couple years ago. Feel like they were a little behind the eight ball there, but it's always interesting when you see all that stuff. But got a super chat. I'm gonna answer the super chat and then probably skate on out of here. Obviously, if another super chat comes in, then I'll answer that one. But Cypher coming out $10 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Seriously, we 100% need sign and trade with Austin in the offseason for a better player, so we can be legit contenders next season. We can't win with him. Do the minor trades this season. Scream 7 soon, Tyler. Yes, first off, yes, Scream 7 soon. Supposed to be getting a trailer this Thursday. That'll be interesting. Hopefully, hopefully it doesn't ruin too much. But as far as like Austin sign and trade, again, if there's a deal there that makes sense, absolutely. Right. Like I don't want to just like give Austin away. But if there's like if you could turn Austin into Herb Jones and Trey Murphy, I think you do it. Right. Or obviously there's the Giannis play potentially or a Jokic play if Jokic doesn't opt in or sign a new extension. Right. So this offseason is going to be very interesting. Right. And not just that, but I think if a team like you, Houston or somebody like that, if they end up kind of like fizzling out or they end up being a play-in team or say they lose in the play-in and miss the playoffs or something like that, I think you're going to see a couple teams kind of go in desperate mode. So Lakers might be able to get some real value for Austin Reaves. The key is going to be, and the problem is with the sign and trade Austin, you're really banking on him being great in the playoffs. Because if he has another dud in the playoffs, there goes his value. Because teams are going to be like, oh, well, he's great in the regular season, sure. But come playoff time, he disappears. You might get a team or two that looks at it and goes like, yeah, but he's doing that as a third option, right? Like, but again, you're not going to get the value that you like right now. Austin Reaves probably has more value than he'll ever have, right? So that's why I understand when people are like, hey, you should trade Austin Reaves right now. Yes, the problem is it's really like Lakers are in a rock and a hard place, right? Because Austin Reaves doesn't make enough to justify a trade right now. Because you're not going to be able to get the return and value that makes sense. And Lakers don't really need a bunch of picks. Like, sure, yeah, you get a team that gives you 4 firsts. What do you wait until the offseason to go do something, right? Then you might as well trade LeBron and everybody. Might as well just tear it down and keep your pick and then see if you can, stumble in the lottery or something, right? So it's tough right now. But in the offseason, again, when he can make 40 plus million, if Lakers really need him to ball in the playoffs. They need him to be really good in the playoffs because the Lakers are in good shape no matter what. Because worst case scenario, you have to pay him and you keep him and you figure it out. Best case, now you're able to turn him into something great. So we'll see. But anyway, appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna skate on out here. I know I usually go over an hour or something, but like I said, I got to be up super early tomorrow. And so yeah, so try to go as long as I could. Gotcha, like 45 minutes. So just like 15 minutes shy, but anyway, I appreciate you. Everyone that hung out with me, I really do appreciate you. You guys are awesome. On your way out, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. And everyone that gave me super chats, thank you so much. Seriously, it helps me out a ton. You have no idea. But I will see you guys all in the next one.